The station covering all of the DMV. This is DC News Now.
Happening now at 6, covering the entire DMV. A violent night in DC, what we know about a string of shootings that happened across the district. And a teenager killed in a shooting outside a community center. The latest on Saturday's shooting in Woodbridge. And we hear from people who have loved ones.
In a moment, but we do have a weather alert to speak of for tomorrow. It's another DMV weather alert day. We'll talk about it. We'll break down the timing of the storms and show you a future tracker coming up.
Scott, thank you. And we hear from people who have loved ones on the island of Maui, how they are reacting and doing their part to help. Good evening and thank you for joining us for DC News Now at 6. I'm Haley Mylon in for Ben Dennis. This evening, we begin with a look at late night violence in the district as multiple people have been shot. We start with a shooting on Kenilworth Avenue in Northeast. DC police arrived on the scene just before 11 p.m. last night, finding 2 adult male victims, pronouncing one dead on the scene. The other was rushed to a nearby hospital to be treated for life-threatening injuries. And less than 2 hours earlier, DC police also responded to a shooting on Butler Street in Southeast. Just before 10 p.m., they located 2 people suffering from gunshot wounds. Police say the victims had been taking pictures for social media when someone shot them. They were evaluated at a nearby hospital. And in Northwest, just before midnight, DC police also located a gunshot victim on Randolph Road. They found the victim breathing and conscious after sustaining gunshot wounds to the head and the leg. Investigators say 17 shots were fired at the scene, also peppering nearby vehicles. Tonight, after a violent weekend, all 3 of these incidents are under investigation and no suspects are in custody. If you know anything about these shootings, call DC police. We also have an update on yesterday's shooting outside of a Woodbridge community center. We now know that the victim in the shooting was a 17-year-old male who has since died from his injuries. Prince William County Police say that it appears that the teen was in the Toyota that was waiting for other parties in the parking lot, with gunshots fired at one point. The identity of the victim hasn't been released, and police say that this was likely not a random shooting. We'll continue to provide updates as they become available. And Scott, how's it looking outside?
Right now, beautiful, Haley, and as bright as our colors are. Your dress and my tie in the red. It's bright out there. It's sunny. It's beautiful outside, but we unfortunately are not going. It's not going to last too long. We do have a front that's sagged to the south. That's brought us some active weather last night, as you do recall. But it's all tied to a warm front and another storm system out in the Mississippi plains, the plains area and the Mississippi Valley, and you can see storms already firing up outside of that general area. There have been severe weather down in towards the Tennessee region. We are dealing with high pressure today. That's what's given us a fairly nice day, but a fairly warm day. But it's going to change as we go into tomorrow. Already the Severe Storms Prediction Center has us under a slight risk for the entire viewing region. That's all the shade of yellow. That's level 2 out of 5. Now, if you recall, last Monday we were dealing with a level 4 out of 5, so there is a bit of a drop off. But still, nonetheless, severe weather is on the forecast here, or in the forecast. Here's my timeline. Allegheny Mountains between 11 and 2 p.m. Shenandoah Valley between 1 and 4 p.m. when the storms arrive. Around the district in the Beltway 4 to 6 p.m. and I-95 in southern Maryland between 6 and 10 p.m. So yes, it's definitely going to be a more active day than we currently see. As a matter of fact, you're doing a little cooking right now. The barbecue forecast shows us mostly clear or mostly sunny right now, but warm out there. It's pretty toasty. Not quite as hot as the grill, but still nonetheless toasty. 92, 89, and 86 between now and 8 p.m. I'll have that extended 7-day forecast coming up for you in just a little bit. Haley?
Scott, thank you. We'll check back in a bit. And to Maryland now, Greenbelt police desperately are searching for a missing French teacher. They're asking for the public's help to find her. Miriam Touré Sila disappeared on July 29th near her home after taking a walk in a nearby park that she often visited. Our Leonard N. Fleming spoke exclusively with her sister, who flew in from the Ivory Coast to help locate Sila.
Fati Torre is concerned about her sister's disappearance because she's very regimented in her daily life, so for her to simply vanish is unusual. And police here in Greenbelt also are stumped because they haven't had any leads.
It's more easier to say somebody is dead, but somebody disappeared. We don't know what to think.
Fati Torre is speaking about her sister, Miriam Torre Silla, who mysteriously vanished July 29th near her Greenbelt home in Prince George's County. Torre flew here Monday from the Ivory Coast, Africa, to help in the search for her sister, who is a French teacher and very religious in her Muslim faith.
We are still expecting to see Mariam.
Greenbelt police have not had success in tracking what happened to Miriam. Police Chief Richard Bowers.
We continue to need the public's help in doing that. We have to this point not been able to locate her.
Friends and family say Miriam oftentimes left her apartment complex behind me to walk here to Shrome Hills Park, where she took long walks. It was also where police say Miriam was last seen around 8 p.m., around the time family and friends say she prays.
We're very concerned of her disappearance.
Renee Harris lives nearby Miriam and remembers her fondly.
Because we know who she is, because we've seen her out here walking. We speak to her, we speak to one another.
Posters with pictures of Miriam's face dot this community, and her parking space, C4, remains empty. Torre is fearful of the worst.
I don't know how to say that, expected that we will find her. But now we are 10 days. More the days are going on, more I'm afraid to have a bad news.
The last communication Fati had with her sister was 3 days before her disappearance, and she said her sister seemed to be in good spirits. Meanwhile, the search continues, and Fati says she remains optimistic. Reporting in Greenbelt, Maryland, Leonard and Fleming, DC News Now, back to you.
Leonard, thank you. And in Frederick, Maryland, some folks are dealing with a rat problem. People living in the Carrollton neighborhood say they're seeing an infestation, and they think that ongoing construction is to blame. Pest control and city officials are aware of the problem.
Out of those snap traps, I have captured 22. I've never seen anything like that.
We have contracted with a professional exterminator to basically survey that neighborhood along with our Department of Public Works and Code Enforcement.
City officials plan to come up with new policies and legislative measures to address the rat issue. And eviction filings in Northern Virginia are on the rise. Rent prices are increasing and tenants are struggling to keep up. According to the Eviction Lab, filing rates in Arlington County have increased by 15% over the past year compared to pre-pandemic rates. And over in Fairfax County, evictions are up about 4%. The Northern Virginia Affordable Housing Alliance is also tracking increased eviction filing rates in those counties.
Increases in rent have definitely been making it much harder for tenants to stay in their homes.
We have to hear these stories daily from our community members, which they tend to be, the working class families, immigrant families.
And advocates are urging local government officials to invest in housing and additional rent relief funding. And the death toll is climbing amid catastrophic wildfires in Hawaii. 93 people have now died since the flames swept across the island of Maui. It's now the deadliest fire in U.S. history. The heartbreak is hitting the DMV, and people with ties to the islands are trying to help. DC News Now's Dave Laval has the story.
I want Pua's food. Where is the food?
Unfortunately for Janice Sessing and others who stopped by at Pua's plate lunch truck, it's all gone. Roughly an hour earlier than planned, according to owner Napua Kamakele.
I brought probably about 50% more food than I usually would.
Kamakele is from Hawaii and has family on Maui, where fires have killed nearly 100 people.
They're okay. They're okay. They've lost their homes, unfortunately. They're starting the rebuild process, but they're okay.
Kamakele wanted to do her part to help the victims. She donated every cent collected to the Council for Native Hawaiian Advancement. It has said it will match those funds.
Our culture is all about community. It's all about supporting one another, kekahi I kekahi, supporting your neighbor.
Hawaii's governor estimated the damage to be in the billions of dollars. Difficult to watch for those who lived in Hawaii or are from there, like Charles Dempster.
It's really sad to see what everybody's going through there. So everybody tries to pull together and rally around and support when we can.
They're okay now, but Lahaina, it just breaks my heart. It's beautiful, and it's all like ashes.
Aloha for now, all right.
Pua's customers promised to return to help themselves to the food and the people of Maui. In Stafford, Dave Laval, DC News Now.